What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Monday to you all. We're hanging Christmas lights. We're talking Christmas. We're doing all things Christmas related. I'm Charlie. Appreciate your subscription to the channel, doing all those things you're supposed to do to help a YouTube channel grow. And I also thank you for going to your Google App Store and downloading Tune2 on your Google app or wherever you download apps at. Because here in a second, we're going to bring on the creator of Tune2, Michael. Let's bring him on. Michael, how in the world you doing, buddy?
Hi there, Charlie. Hi, everybody.
So for those that don't know, for they're just tuning in, they don't know who you are, can you tell the folks who you are and what you do?
Well, my name is Michael Simmons. I've been in the synchronized lighting community for now close to almost 20 years. Started out synchronizing my house to music, the lights to music. And I have an IT background. When I found out that I could use my computer to control Christmas lights, I love Christmas lights. I was hooked, and been doing it ever since. My show, I would say, kind of grew pretty quickly over a few years. Started out with a Lightorama system with 16 channels, and grew to having close to 250,000 lights.
Wow.
And being featured on CBS's morning show, where we were named Best Christmas Light Display in America. And then we followed that up with being on the first season of the Great Christmas Light Fight.
So you're kind of the guru here, the Mount Rushmore of us in the light hobby. You started it all out there. You were the face of Christmas lights before it ever started. That's very cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
And so walk us through how you first got into, like, I'm going to start a light show. You talked about that you used LOR to create your first light show. Walk us through that aha moment, like, I'm gonna do this on my house.
Well, so I had already been doing, static displays at my house and doing blow molds and inflatables and all of that stuff, some wireframes here and there. And I just one year I got online and I'm like, I'm gonna search for what else can I do for Christmas. And I found what a lot of everyone out there should know is I found the Carson Williams TSO Wizards in Winter video. And I'm like, that's fake. There's no way. And I found out that it was actually real. And I researched a little bit more and found a company called Lightorama and called them up. As everybody knows, their support is amazing, both pre and post sale. And talked with them and had equipment overnighted to me the next day. And the rest is history, pretty much.
Well, you saw the Wizards. You're like, I want to do that. You find out it's a real thing. You get LOR on the phone, and then you got the equipment the next day. That's a very quick turnaround there.
Yes, it is.
What was the learning curve on that for you? Were you able to get it all done in one season?
Oh, more like a couple of days.
Wow. Okay. All right. Very cool.
So I first started the first year. We actually used some prepackaged sequences for it because it was just way too much to learn. And so did that. And then even while Christmas was going on, I started learning the Lightorama system and sequencing, and pretty much spent all year until the next year. And then I think we were up to 128, 200 and some odd channels and tens of thousands of lights. And it was amazing. It just kept growing and growing and growing. And
we have an addictive hobby, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Hey, Michael, what's a fun fact about you that people may not know or may not realize about you?
Oh boy, that's a great question. I'm pretty much an open book. Okay. That's a toughie. I'm going to say that I'm not one to really, unless you research me on the internet, I'm not one to really give out a lot of information. I don't try to toot my horn that much. But I would probably say that most people in our community probably don't know that I've been on the Oprah Winfrey Show before.
Really? Tell us everything about that.
Well, I'm basically a business entrepreneur. I started my first company when I was 12 years old. It was and ISP was one of the first commercial ISPs, internet service providers, to
Right.
provide internet service to the residential consumer market. And she had a bunch of young business entrepreneurs and interviewed us many years ago.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, how is it to meet Oprah?
Oprah, it was amazing. The trip was first class, like everything was first class. We had the penthouse suite at the Omni Hotel Chicago.
Okay.
She literally said to us, and remember, I think I was 15 years old. I think I was 15 years old when I was on the show.
Okay.
And 15 or 16. And they literally said, when they met us at the airport, we flew my family and I down, and we got a limo to the Omni, and we got in pretty late. And they said, next morning, order whatever you want on the menu. I literally ordered one of everything on the breakfast menu. Thank you very much, Oprah. I did send her a nice email about that. It was amazing. So,
that's awesome. Hey, so my wife and I, fun fact, we got married on Friday the 13th in the Bermuda Triangle, and we were at an all-inclusive, and I said, I couldn't decide what I wanted. They said, well, let's bring you one of everything.
Yeah.
You can do that? He goes, yeah. All right. Fun fact. So let's catch up on comments. Let's see who all's in the chat right quick. Chris Menzies in the house, and happy Monday, I guess. Braden's a local guy. Got Rob. Let's go. Very cool. Got Josh tuning in. We got Willie from KC coming in. Alan say, hey, Chuck. Can't say, but want to say hi. Appreciate that, Alan. We got Kurt tuning in from Florida, listening in, but won't be watching or participate in the chat outside putting up lights. So this weekend, Kurt, who's in Florida, he does a bunch of palm trees, and he rented a lift to be able to do all his palm trees. Took a week off to do it.
Nice.
We got Eddie tuning in. We got Ryan tuning in, saying, what's up? We LOR coming in. We got Monty tuning in. Heck yeah, let's go. So we mentioned earlier, first of all, remind everybody, download the Tune2 app on your Google Play Store or wherever you go get your apps at, so you can follow along with Michael as he talks about his app here momentarily. First of all, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Great Christmas Light Fight, Season 1. We have a lot of Light Fighters alumni that tune in to watch us. Walk us through, how'd you get selected? Tell us about being on Season 1.
Oh, wow. So how it actually happened was they actually contacted us the year prior, and they had said, hey, we are thinking about doing this show for ABC. And they were talking about, what they were planning on doing. They were literally ready. They were going to film within a few weeks. And I'm like, doesn't work like that. There's no way we're going to put something together in a few weeks that normally takes us 3 months. And they wanted to film it all together. And so we said we were very interested. And then they came back and they said, look, it's going to be put off till next year. And so then they contacted us again next year. It was a completely different set of producers. As everybody knows, Fremantle Media now is the one that produces the show. And I had already known about Fremantle Media and everything, and they're very professional. And they had the show was a little different this time on what they had described. And we said, yeah, we were interested. And, the interesting is that, I was amazed that they found us. Most of the Light Fighters now, they're the ones, sending in reels and everything. We got called and said, hey, we want you. And so we pretty much got on, and I think we were one of the first families to get recorded. They have an amazing team, amazing videographers, but the videographers don't know how to film LED Christmas lights.
Yep.
And so it took some learning. We just had lived in Southern California, so we were close to LA, Hollywood area. So they had come out. It was easy for them to come out from Hollywood to come out and do some testing and so on. So was more than happy to let them see the lights and, give them my input on, what needed to happen camera wise.
So yeah, I agree with you that LED lights are super triple hard to get to film. Yes, I agree with you. There's a new bulb that came out last season that looks like an incandescent, but it's actually an LED, and you can actually it takes the anti-flicker away. You got the anti-flicker there, so they do film a lot easier now.
Yeah,
thankfully. So you're on the Great Christmas Light Fight season 1. You're doing your thing. They reach out to you. It changes, and now Great Christmas Light Fight is blown up.
Oh yeah.
Have the new season come on. How has that influenced you being on the show, or has it, to the Tune2 app? Take us through that journey from being on the show, and now it's influenced you to be a bigger part of the hobby.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, well, first and foremost, our traffic was already bad. It exploded after that. I mean, we knew it was coming. I didn't mind it. My city apparently didn't mind it at the time. I mean, we literally had people from all over the country, all over the world came to our display after our showing on the Great Christmas Light Fight, and we brought in a lot of tourism dollars into our city, and they appreciated it. But you know what? As a lot of people have seen in this hobby, unfortunately, it's going to come to an end at some point if you don't manage the traffic and stuff. I was given basically a key to the city, if you want to call it that.
Nice.
And everything, and then a nice plaque and all that stuff, proclamation from the city council. And then years later, they got new council in. We had a couple neighbors that weren't happy with the traffic, and we had a big fight with the city. They finally shut us down, and so they love the money coming in and all of that. But then they decided they wanted to make me look like the bad guy, and unfortunately, we had to shut down the show. From being on the Great Christmas Light Fight, I got a lot of people came to me and said, "Hey, we want to do this on our house. We want to do this, commercially and everything." And I had already been doing a little bit of commercial work, but it really blew up after that, which is to the point where I started another company called High Tech Lights, where we pretty much specialize in synchronized lighting. Along with that came doing commercial displays and drive-through shows. And 2020 was a huge time for drive-through shows, and also for big corporations that would have normally have like these huge employee parties for Christmas, and now they can't do it. So a lot of them were thinking, hey, why don't we build our own private drive-through at our corporate headquarters, and we'll have our families come through. And we did. 2020 was crazy for us with that last minute builds like that. So we did several of them for some very large Fortune 500 companies with that. And one of the issues came about was I had already known about, I'd been doing the FM transmission at the house and stuff. The quality was not that great. If you broadcast more than 200 feet, it's actually illegal.
Yeah.
Back then, the fine was a merely $70,000 or so fine.
Ouch.
And the FCC really wasn't enforcing it. But in 2020, President Trump, in his first year in office, he enacted what was called the Pirate Act, which changed the ball game for Part 15 FM transmission, to the point of it's now a fine of $2.3 million, and was also in that act was basically telling FCC, you have to start enforcing this or else. And so obviously this happened early on in 2020. Obviously COVID hit a couple months later, and so FCC didn't start enforcing it until late 2022. And now they are heavily enforcing it. And that is one of the reasons why Tune2 was created. The other one was not only about, the legalities of it, but also about really what the future holds and what you can do with it. And a lot of people were wanting to do like in multi-zone capabilities in a drive-through, where it would basically take multiple FM transmitters. Well, that was really difficult to do because people didn't really want to go and switch their radio station every time they went to a new location to only hear the music for that. At the same time, all the FM channels are pretty much all used up. They're all taken. So, if you're trying to be a true unlicensed, Part 15 unlicensed broadcaster, there's not very many channels out there that you can tune into and legally, broadcast a signal, even if it's 200 feet. So I knew there was going to be an issue with it. And that's when I started researching further about there's got to be a way. I come from a high-tech background. I'm like, we got to find a way to do this. The cell phone's the way to go. And several years in R&D, and we released it last year at Christmas Expo in 2024. And it's been great. We were the first ones to market with such a thing. It went even farther to where music licensing is all handled through our system as well. So we take care of all the music license, no matter if you're residential, commercial. You don't have to worry about, am I legal or am I not legal? You use Tune2, you are 100% legal.
So a lot went in there. So we had a $75,000 fine. Wasn't really enforced. I think the number one complaint for FM transmitters is that 200-foot boundary.
Yep.
Horrible for drive-throughs. Horrible for walkthroughs. Good for residential. You're parked in front of the house. You're fine. As long as you get tuned in, then you have to have the signs in your yard saying what to tune into.
Right.
With the reflective, a lot goes into that as a process, not just the 200 meters. And now you say $2.3 million fine?
$2.3 million fine.
I'm gonna have to get a new job now. Gonna have to get a new job.
Yeah.
No, that's just stupid. So so you saw there was a problem. The problem was building. You've created a solution for it. When was that aha moment that you knew that this was going to work?
It was roughly in around early 2023 when we figured out that it could actually really be done, and that the latency at that time was actually doable with it. And since then, we've pretty much cut out all of the latency that's involved in there. Which latency, for everybody, is basically the delay that it is from the music that's basically playing at the show compared to what's coming out to your speakers or to your cell phone.
So let's kind of paint a picture for everybody. Walk us through you're a customer, you're in your car, you're at a holiday display, and you need to use the Tune2 app. Walk us through what that experience is like.
So typically, for one, when I started the company, I had to find out what we were going to call this. And everybody knows what the Tune2 sign is. It's the Tune2 100.5 FM.
Okay.
And so I'm like, you know what? This is the Tune2 version 2. And that's where we came up with Tune2. So it's basically we look at it as version 2 of tuning in for the lights. Instead of tuning into your radio station, you're tuning in to the Tune2 app. And with that, you instead of having a Tune2 sign that says Tune2 like 100.5 FM, it basically could say tune into the lights, listen to the lights, has a QR code where they scan the QR code and it immediately takes them to the app store, downloads the app, takes them right to the show, and it starts to play. The other thing is, shows that have voiceovers easily tell them, hey, go search for Tune2, T-U-N-E, and the number 2 in your favorite app store, be it the Google Store, the Google Play Store, or your Apple App Store, and download it and install it.
Has anybody that has what's going through my mind right now is somebody's got to have like a pixel wall or a projection mapping that they project a Tune2 app onto the display. Has that happened at all? Do you know?
I do not know about that. I do know that we have a lot of people that are using projectors and P5 panels for projecting our QR codes up there to do that.
Smart.
On there.
So yeah, I'm dabbling in projection mapping, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. No need for the Tune2 sign anymore. Just project this or put it in a P5 panel or something. And
exactly.
say, hey, here's what the app looks like. Yeah. Genius. How long did it take to get from inception to, oh yeah, we're going to release this now? Was that a year? Was that 2 years? What was that like?
Amazing. Well, that's a great question, Charlie. So in 2024, we had a pretty good system running earlier in the year. It was not ready for it wasn't ready for the public just yet. But I was talking to a colleague of mine, and we were talking about Christmas Expo, and he's like, "Why don't you release this for Christmas Expo?" I'm like, Christmas Expo's right down the road. There's no way. And he's like, "Well, I think you should. I think that this is the year you should do it." So I thought about it. I called up Janice over Christmas Expo. I said, "Hey, if I want to be a vendor at the last minute, can you put me in?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, great. I can do that." So we got back to the developers and we're like, "Look, we want to push this out." And 20 as a beta. And it was a tough year. Residentially, it was a tough year for us because the system had always been designed for commercial use first and then residential second. And so we had an interesting year with a lot of residential people. We fixed a lot of things, a lot of development during that time, during Christmas. So I think all of the residential users that bared with us and worked with us, our commercial went really, really nice. The commercial aspect, it went as planned. We had a couple of hiccups here and there, but it went really well for us. But it was basically last minute that we were going to release it, and so happy that we did actually.
So in the chat right now, I can see we have some Light Fight alums. We have some folks who are currently on as alternates. So they have a lot of them have walkthrough displays. So could you talk about Tune2 and how it worked out for a walkthrough display? Is it something that can just play music, or does it have to be synchronized?
No. So one of the interesting things about Tune2 is it is designed not only for a synchronized light show, but also for a static light show. And it goes even further for that with a static light show, because we have two different offerings when it comes to a static light show. And if you're a static light show, it's very easy to set up. Literally takes like less than a minute. You log into our system, you create a show, you upload whatever music you want into our back-end web system, and it automatically creates the soundtrack, gives you the QR code, and it's ready to play. The other thing that we are able to do is we can offer it to where everyone that's listening is listening to the same music. So when someone tunes in to like an FM station, they're all listening to the same exact music that's playing. But in our static version, we also have a way for everyone to listen to their own unique soundtrack that starts from the beginning. So at the beginning of your soundtrack says, "Welcome to Griswold's Christmas display."
Yeah.
Everyone that starts the show is going to hear from the intro of it all the way to the end of it. They're not just going to be in the middle of it listening just like everyone else. So everyone can have their own personalized, immersive experience when they're in a static light show environment, which is wonderful for drive-throughs that have that, and even walkthroughs, because you can literally go through and time it out and say, as we're walking through this and walking through that, and do that. For our synchronized displays out there, we're working on multi-zone capabilities to where as they go into different zones, the music will automatically fade out and fade back in to the various zones that they're going through.
So, is this something that they're driving through and they just Bluetooth it to the car radio, right?
They can Bluetooth it to the car radio. They can just put it on speakerphone. They can Bluetooth it to their headsets. The same thing goes for, in a walkthrough environment, is that they can just be having their ear pods in, and everyone can just be listening to the show as they go on through there.
So everybody, whatever you're doing, as long as you're not driving or if you're up on a roof, maybe, but go to the Google Play Store, get the Tune2 app. I've already done it today. I was telling Michael, I usually have a better lens on my camera so that you can see this precisely. Don't have that today. I don't think it'll focus on me. No, it won't. So, but you and I were syncing up together on the same music, 3,000 miles apart. It was pretty cool.
Yep.
So you download the app, and what's the next step for folks to do?
So when you download if everyone's downloading the app and they want to just test it out, we have a demo show code. It's called CMAS for Christmas. So if they just load up their Tune2 app and it asks them to enter in a 4-digit code, they can go ahead and enter in CMAS, and it will come up to basically a fake Christmas light show demo, and they can click on listen to show, and it will immediately start playing the music. So,
I like it. Nice little rock music.
So one of the unique things is that our system is that no one else does is we are truly cellular immune with audio and sync technology. And what that basically means is once you have entered into your show, once someone's listening to the show, they can have the worst possible cellular service ever. Their signal can completely drop, and still the music will continue to play and be in sync. And if you don't believe me, guys, put your phone in airplane mode and it will still work. So I'll let you go ahead, Charlie, and
let's do this. So we got
you're playing. Put it in airplane mode.
Put it in airplane mode.
Not even a hiccup.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I would never would have thought about that being a problem. Of course, it's a problem, and you have a solution to a problem before it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Genius.
When we were able to do this,
wow.
It was amazing. The hair stood up all over my body. It was so amazing to see that, and then also to be able to do background playing where your phone can go into sleep, or off mode and do that. We've innovated this market completely. And we're going to continue to innovate it. Unfortunately, there's some people out there that are taking our innovation and copycatting it. But we are the first and foremost, the first true cell phone audio sync for Christmas light displays.
That brings up a good question. I'm asking that in a second, but people are already starting to have fun with this app. Steve says, this is so awesome. He's loving it. Ryan says, I was thinking, is there a way to put a QR code up on my matrix?
Yep, there is.
You got the slankers coming in from last year's Great Christmas Light Fight.
Yes.
So we got Devon's tuning in. We got some folks tuning in saying hi to us, which is nice. So you say there's some copycats out there. I have a lot of. Last week I had an inventor of a new Christmas gutter downspout clip come on, and he's already gotten copycats out there. So what separates Tune2 from the copycats out there? What differs you from the other companies?
Well, for one, we are a full-blown company. We have developers on site. We have employees that work in the office, and we're available 24/7, 365 during the holidays, first and foremost. Secondly, this is our business. This is what we do, is we are an audio mobile technology company. The other thing is that along with myself and others, we've been in this industry for many, many years. We know it inside and out. We know what people need and what people want out there. And we are continuing to just set the bar higher and higher with every new version and generation that comes out. This year, we've extended our music licensing to basically cover anyone out there that's doing that wants to do music licensing using the Tune2 app, no matter if you're residential and or commercial. We are 100% free for residential. We don't have a special plan for someone to go by to do that because I felt like it was something I needed to do for the community. I would not be here if it was not if it wasn't for all the great veterans of this community that helped me. So it was a way to not only give back to them, but to give back to everyone else that's starting in there. And I want people to be legal. I want them to not. I don't want someone to lose their house because of a $2.3 million fine. I don't want them. I don't want them to deal with that. And plus, it's a way for them to be able to easily engage with their guests. There's social media engagement add-ons that can be put on there. We have a My Likes function. So what that does is people can tap on their screen when they like the music, and it will keep track of the likes for that particular song. And if you're going through a drive-through, for example, it keeps track of where you're at in the drive-through route. And when you hit like, you like that area, it lets the show operator know, hey, people are really liking this area and such for that.
So one thing I'm thinking, Josh was commenting saying that it sounds cool and he wants to check. Josh has a huge walkthrough display. And one thing I'm thinking, one thing my wife and I do, Jean, every time Jean and I go out of town, we have some handheld, about the size of a cell phone. We have some handheld speakers we take with us. This would be awesome. Take a little speaker with you, hook it on your belt. You're walking through. That way you don't have to have your phone out. Just Bluetooth it to your speaker, walk through.
Yep.
That'd be genius.
Yep. And the audio quality is amazing. And that's one of the interesting things that also sets us apart is we have better than CD quality audio. The two biggest feedbacks that we got from our beta testing last year was, number one, the audio quality was amazing. They're like, we're never going to tune into an FM radio station again when we visit this display. And number two was how easy the app was and how intuitive it was for them to basically get the app and be able to start listening to the music. And that's what it's all about.
I've had some tour buses come by my house that are so old they don't have the dial to, well, new or old, they couldn't get the station. We're 100.7 because they couldn't get the exact frequency. This takes that problem completely out of the picture too.
Yep. And let's talk, you're talking about older buses and older radios. Let's talk about newer radios. So some cars don't even have FM radios. So some of the newer Teslas that have come out, they don't even have FM radios because no one wanted to spend the extra money to get it. But everything out there, all the newer cars that have been out for like the last 12, 13 years, they all have HD radios in them. And HD radio is basically a digital signal. But what it's doing is, in order to support FM, is it's taking an analog signal and taking it into a digital format, which causes latency. And so everybody thinks, oh, when you're going into a nice, drive-through show or you're watching a regular residential show, the delay is going to be off no matter what with an FM radio. Our app automatically takes that into account. We also take into account and have an offset capability that offsets that Bluetooth to the car latency that may be there as well. Because in that Bluetooth transmission, there is a little bit of latency there. So this app pretty much fixes all of those things. And we've been doing it since we released it back in July of last year.
So Chad made me laugh as I read this. I'm so glad I didn't buy an FM transmitter a month ago. Chad and I are talking, hey, which should I get? Like, here's what I use. So yeah, Chad, exactly right. Rob has a great question. Is there any kind of mapping system in here that we have that somebody's at your house and there's a house 2 blocks away that has the same thing going. So if two people, let's say they're next door to each other and they're using Tune2 app, they'll use different song catalogs, right?
They'll use it'll be their show code. So there's a unique show code, and then everyone has their own unique QR code that matches to their show code. One of the other things that we introduced this year was called Nearby Shows feature. And what that allows is that if you want to be listed in our Nearby Shows feature, you can go ahead and in the app, when it first starts up, it will give you a list of the nearby shows that are there. So if, like the person said, if there's a community and there's shows around, it will list all the shows. So you can go down there, it will list them automatically and tell you the various show names. You can click on each one. In our system, we give the ability for them to put in their address if they want to, and also have a map and directions where we'll just take them to right into that. Yeah. So they can basically just go from each one and map out where they want to go to their show and visit all the shows in the neighborhood. If those people want to share their address and put it in the Nearby Shows feature.
So that's awesome. You're just like a problem solver, Michael. You're a guy.
That's what we do. That's exactly right.
On our Discord channel the other day, we were talking about, hey, what kind of apps are out there? We're talking about Yule Finder and some other apps out there. Mm-hmm. Just nobody uses them. So they're not awesome because nobody loads up. But this is automatically done. Genius.
Yeah, thank you.
Where to go? Josh has a great question. Is the music geo-tracked to change from area to area to a different song, or is it only time to change based upon the average time it takes to walk the area? So can they
that is a great question. So we have the foundation for multi-zone support, is what we call that, which basically means that it's geo-fenced from where someone is walking to where it would automatically, no matter how fast or how slow they walk to the next area, the music will automatically fade down what they're listening to and fade back up into the new location of where they're at. The problem is that we started developing this because we've had people that said this was a great idea, we want to do it, but yet we haven't found a customer that's willing to do their part to put in the hardware, put in the sequencing to make all these pieces come together. So we're currently looking for several. We're already working with a few customers that for release of this next year, but we're looking for more. A walkthrough would be awesome because there's different things compared in a walkthrough compared to a drive-through. But we'd love to work with a walkthrough to where as they go through different stages, the music goes on and off. So feel free, as I believe that was Josh. Josh. Give me a call. My phone number, email is on our website, tune2.app, tune.app. Please send me a message and let's talk.
Yes, Josh has got a fun display. So yeah, Josh, absolutely reach out to him. You could be the guy that teaches us. What's been your favorite part of the Tune2 experience so far? Is there I was talking to Ann Hill from the Light Fight the other day, and she says one of her favorite parts is just being a part of people's families and being part of that tradition. What's your favorite part of the Tune2 app so far?
It's the same thing as in my normal business. Is the favorite thing is watching children, adults, and seniors light up at light shows. That's it. And if Tune2 app can make it a more enjoyable experience for them and a more interactive experience for them, that's what makes me super happy. Before I would love to go visit my clients that had shows and just watch everyone's eyes go, wow, that is what made my day. And now with Tune2, knowing that they're going, wow, and utilizing our Tune2 app, that just makes me even more happy.
Well, I had planned on asking you whether the advantage is over an FM transmitter, but we've just throttled FM transmitters in this conversation today.
Yeah.
So again, folks, go to Google Play, wherever you get your apps at, download Tune2, which as soon as you said it's like the Tune2 sign, I'm like, how did I not realize that? Genius, of course.
Yeah.
So you can put it in airplane mode after you started it. You can lose your signal. It's still going to play. You can geofence it in. You can create QR codes. What other awesomeness about this app have we not talked about yet? Because are there any other hidden secrets I haven't asked you about yet?
For those that are into a lot of analytics and reporting, there's a bunch of analytics and reporting on the back end. We're continuing to increase that even more. One of the unique things about our system is we have a audio fingerprinting system in the background that is automatically calculating all the songs that are playing, who the artist is, what album it came from, the title of the song. We don't read MP3 ID data or metadata from MP3 files. And here's one of the reasons why, because a lot of people out there are doing mashups where they have one MP3 file that had all different kinds of songs in it. Well, how do you put the metadata into the MP3 file? You don't. It's usually called mashup with various artists' names. That's what it's called. Well, we're able to keep track of all of that information. Not only do we provide that for our music licensing people so that we get a good rate with that, but it also allows our customers, residential and commercial guys, to look and see what all the music is that's really being played, as well as seeing who's liking certain parts of that song. So just because someone taps and says, hey, I like this mashup, well, what part of the mashup did you like? They only liked the song, but that song encompasses a bunch of other songs. So we actually are able to tell exactly what part of that mashup or that particular song someone liked to the exact millisecond.
I am so
that
happy
nobody else is able to do.
So I got my brain's exploding right now. I do want to ask you about copyrights, but if I don't ask you this other question, I'll forget to ask it. So what I hear you saying is, let's say it's a commercial business, and they're not quite certain which of their displays is the most popular. Can the analytics tell them where people pause at or anything, or is there a way to tell me more about the analytics?
So in a commercial environment, for example, if someone's going through a drive-through, we're able to keep track of how fast they're going. We're able to keep track of if they've stopped for a reason. They could be stopping at a display because the traffic is stopped up there, or they could be stopping at a display because they really like it and they're just checking it out. I'll take another one. Let's say why someone goes through a particular area of a display really fast. That's probably because they didn't like it, or maybe that part of the display is off and not working. So we're ultimately going to take all of this data and we're going to use AI to better this for operators, to where they're basically going to have a dashboard on their screen, and they're going to see a route of their show, and they're going to see all these little dots, and these are going to be all the different cars. But we're going to be able to see how fast they're going. If there's problems, if our AI system thinks, hey, there's something weird going on because this is abnormal activity, like someone's going faster, it, hey, this part of your light show may be down, and it will alert them, hey, this part. That's the future of what Tune2 is going. I can't get into a lot of specifics because obviously there's other people out there that like to copy all of my great ideas.
Yeah, you're good.
But that's kind of what the future is. The other thing is that we have a full branding system to where they can put in their logo, change the colors. It's fully brandable with their colors. They put in text, put in a link to their website, put in a link to their if they have like a charity, put in a link to their charity, or donate to their charity. Wow. We have some advertising capabilities to where we can play an audio or even a video before the show starts. So when you click on listen to show, we can have a 15-second little commercial come up that could be like a family just welcome to our show, or in a commercial environment could be a sponsor saying, hey, welcome to the show. Please join us afterwards. If it's a restaurant or something like that, those capabilities nobody has.
Wow. So yeah, what I was thinking as you were talking, then you ended with the word restaurant. I was like, hey, don't forget to stop at the food truck for refreshments or something.
Exactly. That's it.
You can have a commercial, man. I'm sorry, my brain's exploding here. So you could have a commercial display, but it's sponsored by Applebee's. Like, hey, after come over, have us at Applebee's neighborhood restaurant. Genius.
Yes.
So we're stacking up on questions. I'll get to those here in a second. I want to ask you real quick about copywriting. What I've done to get around YouTube's copyrights is I bought the $100 subscription to suno.com, and I create my own AI music.
Yep.
So talk to me about the copywriting real quick for commercial or residential, and how this app solves that copyright problem.
So we have agreements with the top 3 PROs, performance rights organizations. They're music licensing for the United States. We're currently working on some other countries as we grow. We're looking at supporting about 7 to 8 additional countries in the next year, where all the music licensing there will be fully covered. But what that means is basically all commercial music out there, 99.999% of the music out there, handle and take care of of it all in the background. There's no additional paperwork. There's no fees. If you're residential, you don't pay anything. If you're commercial, you pay our license fee. That's a flat rate fee for the particular time that you have your show. And we cover everything. We do all the paperwork, do all of that. They don't have to do anything.
Nice.
There's no more searching libraries. There's no more searching of libraries to seeing if that music is supported by this particular PRO agency. We take care of it all. It's amazing.
So get to some questions real quick. Again, go to Google Play Store, wherever you get your apps at. Download the Tune2 app. You can start with the code CMAS. You're blowing my mind. Yes, Tune2. That's exactly right, Chad. What's the app called on iOS? Is it not Tune2?
Yeah, it's Tune2. TUNE, number 2. Yep, number 2.
Rob says you definitely came up with a great idea, and you did. Let's see. Is it mostly Christmas right now, or do you have some Halloween customers?
We have a lot of different customers from all seasons actually using it. It's actually grown beyond this lighting community as well. We have walkthroughs, just general walkthroughs using it. We have churches that are using it. We have parades that are using it throughout the year. So yeah, it's really gone beyond just the lighting community. But yeah, we have Halloween and we have Christmas users that definitely are using it.
I can see this being fun for birthday parties and pool parties, family reunions.
Mm-hmm.
What's Grandma and Grandpa's favorite song playlist? Get the QR code.
Yep, exactly. And
even asking, does this work for Lightorama?
Yes, from pretty much from day one, we have supported X-Lights at schedule. We support Lightorama, and we support Falcon Player FEP. We also can support almost any audio lighting system that supports SMPTE timecode as well.
Chad saying the icon on iOS looks like a cell phone with a cell tower on it.
Yep, that cell phone tower is basically a radio tower on it.
That's it. See, Rob said another awesome guest.
Thank you very much.
I think you're blowing everybody's mind today. I don't even what my brain's going a million miles an hour. What do you want to talk about? Because I'm going to think about a great question for you.
I think we pretty much have covered it, really. I mean, we've got a lot of great questions that have come out of it, to explain it. Really, what I can say is you guys got to try the app out there. Even the people, one of the nice things about this app is, even if you aren't in a synchronized show, if you just have a display out there where you put out Christmas lights and stuff, this is an easy way for you to put out a sign, a Tune2 sign, with a QR code, you can still have it play, put up your favorite Christmas music, upload it into our system, and we'll play it out to your guests that are at your show, or when family comes over for Christmas and you want to hang out there and listen to the music, they can use their phones from it.
Nice.
Bluetooth it to your stereo system at home,
That's so cool. You came up with a great problem-solving app. This is awesome. So you go to a lot of conventions. A lot of people in the chat right now and who will watch us later are convention folks. What conventions will you be at in 2026?
I'll be at Christmas Expo. I'm not quite sure how the whole Trans World DIY show is going. Might consider that, but definitely we'll be at Christmas Expo. I live in Texas now. So they're going to have it in Dallas, Texas this year, or come up next year, and so we'll definitely be there. I'm typically a speaker. Don't know if I will speak. Won't know if I have time to, but I'll definitely be there to hang out. One of my biggest things about going to these shows is to help others and meet all of the amazing people that I have met in this community. And even though we talk on the phone or Facebook throughout the year, it's a one place. This community needs a good convention that everyone can go to and sit down and enjoy talking with each other, finding out what's new for their displays, talk shop and stuff.
Yeah, so it's my favorite part of going to the conventions.
It's my favorite part too, as well as teaching what I know. Love that.
Rob's asking, since the town shut you down, do you do a display at your own house at all?
Not anymore. I am looking at where I live. I live in a very rural community now here in Texas. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to do something, it's not going to be at my home. It's going to be a community thing that I would get my community wrapped around. And not just put it at a home in a residential area. It would be at, some type of a place of business or a community park or something, and do that. But that's what my ultimate goal is doing is doing something like that. Another thing that I've been racking my mind around is doing is kind of like a drive-in show. Nice. Sort of. So another colleague of mine has built an amazing show. It's pretty much a projection mapped show that is perfect for like a drive-in. And there's some talk, if I can get my community involved to invest into that, that would be something that I would definitely love to do for my community.
Devin from DB Productions is tuning in. That's exactly what he does. He does parks in his community. He doesn't do his own house. He just goes wild and crazy at the parks.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, see, Josh says it sounds cool. He's gonna have to check it out for his walkthrough. I guess that's an old comment. Sorry, but yeah, Josh, make sure you reach out to Michael here.
Yeah, please do, Josh.
The beta tester for his geofencing. Michael, thank you so much for coming on the show today and offering this free to everybody with a residential show. That's awesome of you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
We didn't go through?
No, I think we're good. Just if you, like I said, if you want to try it out, you can go to tune2.app, TUNE.app, go to the website. You can download the software. You can log in and create an account, and you can get started using it immediately. If you have any questions or any issues, please email me. You can email me directly or email our support department. Someone will get back to you. There's also a phone number there. When we get closer to the main part of Christmas, we'll be available 24/7 for support. And I think last is if you're a commercial person, we can still get you online this year as well. It's very easy to set up and get going. And Josh out there, if you want to reach out, I can get you going immediately to at least get you trying out the product. So thank you.
And Rob's playing with it. He says, how does he get his QR code? He actually just found it, but for folks who are going to play with this later, how do they get the QR code on the app?
So QR code is once you log in, log into the admin portal. So if you go to the website, there's a login to the admin portal. You log in, you're going to create your show. There's some instructions there on creating your show, but there's an actions menu with 3 dots on the very right-hand side of your show name and your show code. There's a whole bunch of options, and there's one on there that says download QR code for the app, and that's the one you want to. That's the one you want to download.
So check them out on your app store. Give that email address one more time, please.
The website is tune2.app.
Tune2.app.
Tune2, the number 2.app. One last thing is, we're going to be doing a separate session pretty soon. I'm going to be doing that with Charlie, where I'm going to go through the setup and going through the admin portal for everybody, as well as showing you how easy it is to set up Lightorama, FPP, and X-Lights and X Schedule. We're going to be doing that pretty soon, getting that out there for everyone.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to chat to you as soon as we end this. For Michael, I'm Charlie. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Get this app. You heard how awesome it is. You got to get it. I'm Charlie, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.